Guys, good morning. Brenda Hillard here at Create with Brenda. I am a independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I love the art of paper crafting, and I love 3D projects and cards. So today I'm bringing to you this cute little card using the Turtle Friends bundle, which, hallelujah, this came out in May in our annual catalog. However, because of all of the shipping problems and whatever, we couldn't get this cute little turtle punch. And now the bundle is complete and available to order. So I figured now is the time to share how fun this is. Now today I'm not going to be using the turtle punch, but I do have this cute little sample. And this is what the turtle looks like, coming straight from the punch and being stamped. And I used Granny Apple Green on Granny Apple Green paper with the Memento Black ink outline. So how cute is he? And the crazy part is I live on Turtle Lake. So guess what? This set has just been burning my fingers to use it, but I didn't want to use it until everybody could have it. So here we go. I just have to put a little lotion on my hands with all this dry weather we've been having. My poor cuticles are just like, owie, ow, ow, ow. So here we go. This is exciting. And it's what you're going to need for today's card. Let's show you today's card. It looks like this. I loved the, what is it called? It is called the Hammered Metal Embossing Folder. I think it looks like a tortoise shell. I used the black and white striped designer series paper, and that comes from that Hostess pack of paper, and it's called the Pattern Party. So that's where we're at. Let me give you all the sizes for the pieces, and then did you see the cute little hearts on the envelope and the inside? So let's start with a piece of Granny Apple Green that measures 4¼ by 11 inches. And this is scored at 5½. So this is what they call a top fold card. I'm just going to give that a good crease with my bone folder. So there's that. And then I used a 1/2-inch strip, and this is the new Pale Papaya paper. Love that color. And I have 2 pieces of basic white that measure 4 by 5¼ And then I have a 1-inch wide by 5-inch long piece of the striped designer series paper. And then, oh, I didn't mark this one. This is 3½ by 5 inches. And this is going to be the piece that we dry emboss with our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Okay, so let's do that right out of the gate. I'm going to bring in the Stampin' Cut and Emboss. And for this, I am going to use, because this is a 3D embossing folder, and as how you can tell is just the thickness of the embossing folder. But when you use this with the 3D embossing folder, you have your platform number 1, then your embossing folder with your piece of cardstock. Remember to never put your cardstock right up to the crease. And remember to always put your the folded piece of your embossing folder in first. And then you also need platform number 4 for the 3D embossing folder. And then we're just going to turn this through. And remember, when you are using your Stampin' Cut and Emboss, if it doesn't glide through easily, Don't force it. It means that you have the wrong combination of plates and you don't want to break your machine. So just keep that in mind. So see, take it out. We get this nice textured piece, like I said, that I think looks a lot like a tortoise shell, turtle shell, whatever. All right. So next, I used one of the dies from the Hippo and Friends dies. Don't let this Hippo scare you. There are some great label dies in this set that I think are often overlooked just because you look at it and you think the stamp set is rather juvenile, which it is, but just know that these label dies are amazing. So I used the second to the largest here. And I'm not going to cut that out right now. I've already done that, so I will show you what that piece looks like. So it looks like this, and it's got that stitched edge. Really, really cute. Okay, so let's start stamping. I need my Memento Black ink, and I need the little turtles from the set. There's a right facing and a left facing. So I'm going to stamp my right or my left facing turtle first. I'm just going to put him right here. And then I'll do my right facing. Put her right here. Cute. I love these little turtles. While I have this black ink out, I'm going to stamp on my 1/2 inch strip. And I'm going to be using this little sentiment, "You are turtly loved." So I just want to ink this up. And I'm going to stamp that right in the center. Okay. So we should be, not quite, I guess. One more. I'm going to get the insert for our card. And let's do the happy birthday from the stamp set too. So everything I used, all the stamps, are just in this one set. Okay. So there's our happy birthday. And now we can put our black ink away. All right. Next, I'm going to bring in the polished pink. This is one of the new in colors this year. It's really, really pretty. A great pink. I'm going to ink up that little turtle shell and just stamp that right in there on our turtle. And then the other thing I need the pink for is I want those little hearts to be right here on our happy birthday. And I want these pink hearts going up from our two little turtles. And remember, we cannot forget to stamp an envelope. So let's do that. I've got an envelope right here, and I'm just going to put those little hearts right there on the flap. Okay, so we're done with the pink. And now I'm going to bring in the Granny Apple Green. And I need to just clean my tortoise shell. Look at my well-loved chamois, as Kylie calls it. All right, I'm going to ink this up with the Granny Apple Green. And I'm just going to stamp in my other little turtle so it looks like that. And then the other thing I have with the Granny Apple Green is in this set, there's this little line of grass. I'm going to ink that up and I'm going to stamp that right between them like that. I just want it to kind of ground them on my picture or on my label. Okay. Great. We're getting close to being done with our little label. I want to show you something kind of fun here. Not even kind of fun. It's really fun. So I'm going to take my label that I have here, and I just want a scratch piece of paper, and I'm going to use our blending brush, and with the Balmy Blue ink, I re-inked my Balmy Blue and I made such a mess on the stamp pad. It's unbelievable. I don't know quite how I did it, but I managed to do it. So I'm going to start circling out here, and then as I come in onto my label, I'm going to press harder. And as all I'm doing with this Balmy Blue is just adding a little bit of background to our sky, okay? Let me grab a napkin here. Like I said, I really somehow managed to gum up my Balmy Blue stamp, but it still is working just fine. All right, now these blending brushes, you can just simply clean them with clear water, run them under clear water, and it'll clean the brush right up. And then I have like one that I use for blues and greens. I have one that I use for yellows and pinks, just for lighter colors and darker colors. Okay, so there's our adorable little label. And now we can start assembling. I want to make a little tab using this woven ribbon, and this is in that same color, the pale papaya. And I just love how all of our Stampin' Up! Products coordinate. I talk about that often. And is what I'm going to do with this is I just want to add a little bit of Stampin' Seal to the back of my label. And then I'm going to make this fun little tab that's going to go just like that. Now, if you don't want to use the Stampin' Seal, I have done in the past where I just take a little piece of Scotch tape and put it on there, and that works well too. But I just wanted this little tab of color off to the side, okay? And now let's take our 1/2 inch strip that we stamped, and we're going to just cut that up at an angle. And we'll bring in the dry embossed piece that we did. We're going to add some Stampin' Dimensionals to our label. And I'm going to do 5 of them just so it sits really nice on the front of our card. I'm just going to turn that over and I'm going to add it right there. I'm going to take one more dimensional and I'm going to take the backing off. So now that both of the sticky sides are showing, and I'm just going to tuck this under just like that. And I'll show you why. I left a little bit of the sticky part out. I'm going to add some Stampin' Seal to my 1/2 inch banner piece with our little sentiment. And then I'm just going to lay that right across there. And is what that dimensional did is it just helps hold my sentiment nice and straight on there. It's cute, isn't it? You know, I love this card. I'm going to put a little bow using and this is a great value too, you guys, this Baker's Twine Essential Pack. You get the 5 colors all in one pack. And I decided to use white on top of that pale papaya woven ribbon. So I'm just going to tie this little bow, give it a snip, and then with my glue dots, I'm just going to pick one up here with the bow, and I can stick that down right there on my card. Cool. All right. So there's that part. Now let's get the other part of our card ready. So, because I've already stamped that inside sentiment, I can take my Stampin' Seal and just put a piece right across the top, open it up, and center it on the inside of my card. And then on the outside, I'm going to take that other piece that measured 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to add some Stampin' Seal to my designer series paper. Remember, this measured 1 by 5. I'm just going to put my piece right here close to the edge. And then on here, we're going to use some more dimensionals. And I did 5 of them. I put one in the center just so we didn't have any sag. You know, because when we dry emboss that cardstock, it does break the fibers in the paper and it makes it not quite as stiff as it would be without. So now I'm just going to center this so I have that same border on these 3 edges. And then I can add some Stampin' Seal to the back. And we're getting really close to being done here. I'm just going to add that to the front of my Granny Apple Green card. Do you love it? I really do. You are turtly loved. Happy birthday. And then, of course, with the adorable, cute little envelope. The other thing, too, that I forgot to do before I put that down on there is I have these Stampin' Blend markers. And this is the light polished pink. And this is the light Granny Apple Green. And so all I'm going to do is just color. I thought their toenails would look cute painted. I love painted toenails, myself included. So I'm just going to color their little toenails and their tail. And it adds just a little bit more color and a little finished. I hope you love today's project. I hope you'll give it a try. And if you haven't ordered your Turtle Friends bundle, now is the time. You can get both the stamp set and the punch with the bundled price. So happy stamping, everybody. And until next time, bye-bye.